Reddit reports. Like, subscribe and hit the bell. Anthony Bourdain once said, there's a guy in my head, and all he wants to do is lay in bed all day long, smoke pot, and watch old movies and cartoons. My life is a series of stratagems, to avoid, and outwit that guy. Who is that guy for you, and what do you do to avoid him?
I hate mornings. I don't like waking up. I don't like breakfast as a genre or activity. I don't see a good reason to be anywhere ever before 10 a.m. I started forcing myself to wake up early and go to the gym before work. And I hate it so much, but it makes me feel so goddamn good all day long. It's a shitty healthy dose of morning endorphins that stops me from getting sleepy after lunch, keeps me energized after work, get a better night's sleep. It sucks so much, and it sucks even more that it improves every aspect of my day, because now if I stop, I know I'll just start having shitty bad days again, and it'll be my dumbass lazy fault with a simple fix. I hate exercise so much. I know it keeps you healthy, but, God, at what cost? Whenever I have had a gym membership, I get signed up with a routine, but I always end up doing an hour on a treadmill until I'm tired, then use that as an excuse to go home. I have no upper body strength, but at least I can run for a while. On sunny days I slap on some jogging shoes and go to a local park that is also a bird sanctuary. I play biologist, pretending I'm discovering birds in their natural habitat, and monologue to myself. I'm not out for a run, I'm playing biologist, and it's different. God, I hate running.
If that works for you, great. If not, have you considered something else, like rock climbing, playing a sport, or lifting weights? I loathe running too, especially on treadmills. Thankfully, exercise doesn't need to be running.
This just made me smile. I wake up early but don't like rushing around in the morning or even thinking about going to work out. I would be the same way. This sucks, and now I have to go to the stupid gym every day.
That guy wants to settle for anything out of fear of nothing better coming later. That guy is okay with the dead-end job, the abusive relationships, and no master's degree. I tell that guy it's never gotten me anywhere. It's the definition of stuck, and I have no intention of being stuck anymore.
Greater than, and I have no intention of being stuck anymore. That's what I like to hear. Keep on keeping on, my man. What has always helped me is I was once told, you are never stuck, you just don't like the consequences of making a difficult choice that may make you uncomfortable. It's true. You're never stuck. Maybe a choice will make you less comfortable now / temporarily, but you are never stuck.
That guy's kicking my ass right now.
You gotta fight back, man. He's a lazy stoner, he can't be that good of a fighter. This was somehow insanely philosophical to me.
Are you stoned?
Stoned cold sober.
Sobriety is a trip.
High on life.
Overdosed on friendship.
Fucked up on neighbors.
Hopped up on goofballs.
Same here. I will probably think of this comment often. It just hit me in a special way that was very motivating.
Oh, he is much stronger. He has a cause.
Someone's never met a 10th planet student.
If the stoned guy inside of me fights like Eddie Bravo, then I'm fucked. You should flip it around. That person is trying their hardest to get you going, but you are fighting back.
Goddamn, I miss smoking. 6+ years smoke-free, and I still crave it as much as the day I quit.
Same for me, just over 6 years, and I could go back to a pack a day tomorrow if I was lazy. Had my last cigarette and never cheated once, as it would be a pack a day again instantly. The worst are the dreams where I am smoking and I wake up in a panic.
I quit for 2 years, reached a stressful point in life. 2 kids within a year of each other was wreaking havoc on my mental health and my relationship, and bought a pack intending to just have 1 or 2 to distract me from a spectacularly bad day. I was right back to a pack a day, and now I have to quit all over again.
Don't give up.
No AA for me, but will be 2 years sober December 14th from opiates. Longest I've gone since I first used over 10 years ago. No intentions of going back, but it's definitely a fight to outwit this cousin as well. Stay strong, my friend, I believe in you. Serenity, brother. Is there such a thing as Mary Jane AA meetings? I've never gotten more replies to a simple comment. Gotcha, there's MA and R/leaves.
Yes. There's NA and other local groups whose members have similar experiences.
Serious question, is there a stigma for pot users at a NA meeting? I know there's already an idea of you can't get addicted to pot, and it just feels awkward to go to NA for the lightest drug when people are dealing with crack and heroin. I've heard that people who go to rehab for pot get teased. The last thing I need is people telling me I'm making it up. Nah, at least at the NAR meetings I went to, instead of naming a specific drug, we just called it DOC, drug of choice.
On top of this, NA deals with addictions, not the drug. Gambling, eating and or purging, video games, usually with a doc as well, and sex have all been brought up in the meetings I have been to.
If they did, say, fuck you, and this shit show. And leave. Find somewhere or some people who will help you.
r/leaves.
I wish you strength. Alcoholism took away something precious from me. Edit, I am not an alcoholic, but it affected me by proxy severely. I'm doing great now, scars are deep but healed.
Me too. A lot of years, and as many people. Sending love.
Same here. Alcoholism cost me many years in my 20s and almost killed me at 30. Finally managed to get sober and it's like I have a completely new start on my life. I never knew I could feel this good again.
Ian White. Stop by and /r/stop drinking if you're having a tough moment and can't make it to a meeting. Greater than Ian White. That abbreviation gave me the impression that Welsh is just a language consisting of really long abbreviations.
I grew up with a mother in AA. I can't describe how absolutely incredible my mother was and the reverence I hold for that place and all the people who make up the community of AA. That guy's cousin chose a difficult person to mess with. Cheers.
The guy who wants to go streaking during the Super Bowl halftime show. I avoid him by remembering that prison is not a pleasant place to be.
Noted, I'll wear socks. I'll wear gloves.
I'll wear a condom. I'll wear that condom after you're done with it. Sharing's caring.
Recycling, good for the planet.
You'll only go to prison if you get cow weight. Wrong comments section.
Ouch. Worse than that Ben Franklin quote, a man can die at 25 and not be buried until he's 75. Man, funeral companies were hella inefficient back then.
I guess we could inter Mr. Cornelius Jackson by 15th of August 1799 but fuck it, let's smoke some weed and browse Reddit for the next 50 years. 1849 it is, boys. Interesting quote, but Franklin didn't say it. https://www.sciencesdaily.com/releases/2015/07/1501634.htm.
I think this fucked me up as much as retirement is a monetary number, not an age.
Not really in the spirit of the thread, but money doesn't buy happiness, it buys freedom has always bothered me. It's true, and if you think about it, it's seriously fucked on multiple levels.
I'd rather cry in a Maserati. So many people bitching about Maserati as if that's the point.
I'm already miserable, might as well have the money too.
I'm getting the tattooed on my ass. Gil Landry said you either have to be rich or have nothing at all to just hit the road as a musician. Stuck with me.
I feel the same way, man. Like I could get through school quicker, take more classes, save some money, and that would probably be the most driven thing to do, but I also want to have a life in my early 20s and not spend my entire waking life studying and working. Why should I do that? I make enough money to squeeze by right now and buy some games occasionally, and I'm happy with my work-life balance. I don't want to be unhappy because it's what I'm supposed to do.
Is an exemplet like a baby example?
It could also be the best feeling in the world, when you realize how screwed up you aren't. Carl Jung said if we deny the shadow self, we only feed it.
That's a fair point, but I've always tried to use it as a sign of motivation. I agree to disagree. Contrary to /u/Slade_ says that approach seems energy draining. You feed your procrastinator self too, once in a while, because it's part of you. You don't have to outwit the fella if the fella is working with you because it's part of you anyway. This way you wouldn't feel too pressured and stressed, because who knows, it might be too much for you and people have jumped off the bridge avoiding such things, and it's not so much about avoiding but it's mostly from the energy you spend avoiding so-and-so.
I grew up with 2 narcissistic adults and one who was completely codependent, negligent. I have spent over 12 years in therapy dealing with PTSD from their abuse and negligence. You know what keeps me going? My therapist telling me I am the last stop. I am where the abuse ends. I am my family's agent of change. Looking back at my family history, there is generation after generation of abuse. That was always the case, until me. Up until people like us were born, no one in our family was strong enough to change. No one had the power or the courage to withstand the abuse and not become it. So yes, you should definitely pat yourself on the back, and know that even on your worst day you are still not them. You're a fighter. You are the last stop. The abuse stops with you. You get to take what was meant to harm you and destroy you and completely alter the course of your family line. Sending you massive hugs of encouragement. Edit, your. I did not expect this comment would even really be seen, so thank you internet friend for my first gold, and thank you to everyone in the thread below for the kind comments. To use a really cliché quote, be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Find opportunities to show kindness to others, but make sure you also find opportunities to show kindness to yourself. Also fixed some spelling mistakes.
Good on you. Keep making good choices. You're doing great, and I'm proud of you.
Wow, just got punched in the face by this quote. Yeah, I think it's good advice for anyone, I just wish I was better at taking it. What's worse is that you see it in a completely non-metaphorical sense. Literally the same age as me, with the qualification I worked for but failed to complete, running the Patreon-funded business I once dreamed of running. It hurts, it really does. But he's amazing at it. So it's just me and my failures, resisting the urge to drown myself in booze and drugs, trying to find something to hold on to.
The quote still applies to where you could be 10 years from now.
That is a phenomenal way of looking at things, and I find it commendable that you shared that.
Bold of you to assume I avoid him. My whole life is a series of stratagems to enable that guy to spend as much time in bed watching cartoons as he can without ending up homeless or unable to pay for weed.
Excuse me, but I am you.
My God, it's us.
If you can't beat 'em, join 'em.
Is this Black Mirror? I swear I've seen this situation before.
Wanna play Striking Vipers?
Nah, that game is gay, or is it? I don't know, I'm both uncomfortable and slightly aroused.
For me, we haggle on hours, but overall, we both realize we need each other. I went through a period of ignoring him entirely, but it turns out that wasn't quite healthy either. Fair compromise as long as it stays like that, I say.
I've been trying to negotiate some extra time in the evenings for working out and or hobbies, but he says it will cut into his 4-hour gaming sessions. Edit, you've all given really good advice. I think we are close to reaching an agreement.
Being completely serious here, calisthenics. They're easy, you don't gotta have weights or any other workout equipment, and you can just do like 20 squats and push-ups a day and see decent results over time. Also, get Guy to watch Naruto. When he sees Lee drop his weights he'll wanna start working out more.
Good plan, I'll bring it up during our next meeting. In his defense, I use up most of the daily energy reserves that we were supposed to share during my shift, and by the time his shift starts he has very little to work with.
You both seem adorable.
Greater than in his defense, I use up most of the daily energy reserves that we were supposed to share during my shift, and by the time his shift starts he has very little to work with. Just tell it to him this way. If that's the case, you'll be running at a bit of a calorie deficit and we'll lose a bit of weight.
No lie, I have the same guy. I play online games and work 12-hour days. In between matches of League or CSGO I'll knock out 10 to 20 push-ups or sit-ups. It helps me stay in shape while I wait for queue. Also helps with tilt lol.
Honestly, I like games that have small bits of waiting time built in. It forces me to step away for a second. Unfortunately, the games I'm playing right now don't have that.
What's tilt? Edit, I Urban Dictionary'd it. No idea how I haven't heard that in my 13+ years of gaming.
Don't do this. I've seen what 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 10 kilometers every day will do to a man. Complete hair loss.
I witness a fight between the guy who wants to sleep, the one who needs to gym, and the guy who just wants to grind some games every day. Usually the gym guy wins because he's strongest, but video game guy is smarter than sleep guy, so I'm pretty tired.
I identify with this as well.
What are you doing posting to Reddit when it's clearly his turn to use your body? /s.
My waiting room has Wi-Fi.
All that guy wants to do is do Reddit and play video games. I don't do anything to avoid him.
Of course I know him, he's me. Hello there.
General Kenobi.
I'd also like to recommend, in general and when the feeling of needing advice kicks in, just sitting or lying down and just focusing on your breathing. Let all your thoughts and feelings happen around it, but let your focus be breathing in and out. I think most people would be surprised how much it helps. For me it's like I need those vices to distract me or make me feel good or even just as something to do cause I feel bored. But lately I've been just simply practicing breathing. And I've realized how much those vices were just serving to compact those feelings tighter into me instead of lifting them off me. Just letting me brain even attempt to return to a state of calm has let other thoughts become much more prevalent than just serving the part of my mind that wants enjoyment. I guess I'm just describing meditation, but when you say meditation some people take it as this complex practice of yoga and mantras and stuff, but I just want to promote the importance of rhythmic breathing.
I've been meditating daily for almost a year. I don't have any religious or spiritual connection with it per se, I just find it helps my anxiety/depression and creativity. Still feels like I'm in a cult sometimes when the subject comes up in conversation though.
Greater than let all your thoughts and feelings happen around it, but let your focus be breathing in and out. Can confirm, this actually works.
Yeah. I can relate. I work from home as well, so it's very easy to just sit around and never leave the house. I'm finally starting to realize how bad this is for me, but it's difficult to fix. I do go to the gym at least twice a week, and I have some hobbies and friends that get me out of the house occasionally, but it's lonely, honestly. And I'm getting burnt out on my hobbies.